welcome to the Awkwardness Podcast, where every episode we talk to a musician about their musical journey from its earliest beginnings to now, and they play us one of the first songs they ever wrote. We're your hosts. I'm Rose Sean.
I'm Terrence LeClaire.
And I'm Tony Tancredi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. So today we're talking to Alice Gray. Alice has been absolutely slaying it on Spotify with millions of plays since kicking off her artist project in 2017. I'm personally obsessed with Belmont Park.
Same.
Yeah, it's a good one. She's got a really strong body of work and some very solid press, so she's definitely an artist to watch. Tony, how do you know Alice?
So I do this thing on Spotify where I just type in letters and see like what comes up, and I'll just like listen to something. Belmont Park came up by Alice Gray, and I listened to it, loved it. So I looked her up and DM'd her on Instagram and just said, hey, I have this podcast and I want you to come on it because I listened to this song and I'm obsessed with it, you know? And she got kind of right back to me and was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, when do you want to do it?
Amazing.
So mad respect.
Wow.
Gave her the address and she came over and we did the session. Yeah.
That's amazing. You
Well,
like slid in her DMs. This is I think the first one that you didn't grow up with in like Orange County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, cool. Well,
No
here's-
background check, nothing.
Yeah. We didn't vet her
None
at all.
needed.
No.
Well, Belmont Park was the background check.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that checks
Got
out.
it. That background checks out. Yeah.
Well, here's our very chilly chill with
Oh,
Alice
man.
Gray.
Grab a hot toddy and enjoy.
Yes.
I have the left one in.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I can hear myself
Check,
real
check.
good.
I can hear you guys
Check.
great,
Hello.
and myself.
Yeah. We can all hear each other, which is great.
I can't see
I mean,
you
I
because
could-
of the sun.
The first step.
but
Oh, yeah, you're,
I
like,
assume
blinded.
you're there.
Important for
Yeah.
an auditory medium.
I know, you set up the chairs and you're right there in the sun. Poor guy.
It's fine.
Everything is shadowed except for
It's
your
fine.
face.
It's probably
Yeah.
gonna. It's
I
probably.
probably
gonna
look
shift.
so white right now.
No, you're glowing.
Oh, hey.
Welcome.
Welcome,
Welcome.
Alice.
Alice to Awkwardness.
Alice Gray.
Wow.
Welcome
Thank
to the
you.
backyard.
Yes.
Thanks for doing this outside with us on a sort of chilly day.
It's nice. It's cozy.
No, it's
Very cozy Awkwardness.
this is the cozy fall edition of Awkwardness.
Yeah.
We have hot toddies.
We've
We
got
do- we-
hot toddies.
It's the
Yes,
coziest.
yeah.
We put Topo Chico inside our hot toddies.
No,
No.
we
So
definitely.
when you
not.
guys are saying Topo Chico, are you talking about an alcoholic Topo
Yeah.
Chico?
Yes.
Yeah,
We should
so-
specify
Got it.
that.
Because when you
yeah.
said that, I was like, that is not related to a hot toddy, a Topo Chico.
Yeah,
No,
it's a different vibe for sure.
it's our favorite hard
It's our favorite.
seltzer.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a sponsor unofficially.
Well, we're
they don't
hoping
know
they will
it.
sponsor.
Oh.
It's like that's how it works, right? You get a ton of the product and then they sponsor
Yes.
you.
Yeah, you just talk about them for like a year straight. and then-
Yes.
Yeah, and eventually
I do
they
that
will.
actually with Celsius. Do you guys know Celsius?
Yes.
Oh, is
You
that,
know it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like crack for me.
Wait, what is it?
It's an energy drink. And
What?
yeah, it's like my little cousin always gets really mad at me when she sees me drinking it for some reason because it's like poison, I guess. But
No.
That means it's good.
I used to be like at an office job doing design, and our boss had Celsius, and we tried it one day, like all the girls at the office, and it felt like it like not only made us energetic, it like made us happy. Like there's like happy chemicals in it.
Oh, I need that.
Yeah, so like midday we'd be like, it's Celsius time. And then we'd pour it in these little espresso cups and like cheers each
Oh
other.
my god.
Take it, and then we'd like be super
my
happy
God.
after.
It's
I
really
love the
sweet.
ritual of that too, like that it's like a connected experience.
It
It
honestly
is.
could have just been like mental.
I mean, well, I was just thinking
Like-
that, but no, I think that's, but like the ritual is like part of it. It's like the substance and
Right.
then also the connected like ritual
Right.
you're having with. I love that.
You lean into the
it's also
dopamine.
very cute and
Yeah.
specific.
Very specific.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do post about them all the time. I mean, I think the last time I posted about them, I literally said, can you sponsor me already, Celsius?
Yeah.
Yeah, Celsius. What's the deal? Where,
Yeah.
where are you at?
You're like, listen,
Yeah.
I am giving you a lot of play right now.
Where do you pick it up? Is it anywhere?
You pick it up at your local Gelson's.
Oh, cool. It's like, yeah.
But I have been seeing it in other places because I used to not see it anywhere, but now I see it at gas stations.
Wow.
That's where I've seen it, I think.
At gas stations.
Some, though.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
that kind of marketing totally works though. Like, you know, on
Like
a,
I want one.
well, on I know, I'm like, I wish I
try
had
it.
one right
I
now.
know, yeah.
But
See, this is me trying to get sponsored.
yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Celsius.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are going to get sponsored.
Oh, here's a box. That was quick.
No, I mean, in my workplace, one person gets one thing, and 2 weeks later, everybody has it. Like on my last show, it was tie-dyed sweatsuits, and specifically these ones that one of our stand-ins was making. And I'm telling you, half the crew bought them. And
What's the name? Here I
That
go.
sounds awesome. Like,
Here
I want
I
one too. Yeah.
Wait,
was
what is
making
it? A sweatsuit?
I mean, you know how the tie-dye sweatsuit thing was kind of a fad,
Yes, I
but,
was. I was gonna say, when did you get this? Because it sounds like it was maybe a year ago.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
There
it
we
was
go.
about, but yeah, like
Tie dye.
oh shoot,
Finger on the pulse.
rebranded
That's it, yeah.
Well, I was just at.
something Ash. Oh man, I'll let you know. I'm gonna.
Tell me after.
Yeah,
We'll put it in the show
I will
notes.
definitely edit it in because my friend Ashley is really cool. But
Yeah,
yeah,
give
it's
her a
that
plug.
it's like everyone in TV wears Blundstone shoes now, and I swear,
What is that?
they're these really cool boots. They're made in Australia. I wear them to not the ones I'm wearing, but I wear them to work as well. But all because one person I worked with had like 5 pairs, and everyone on our show was like, "Oh, those are awesome."
Whoa.
It sounded like you said Flintstones boots.
Yeah.
What did
basically.
you say?
Yeah, what are they?
Bloodstones?
Blundstones. It's like
Blundstones.
BLUND.
Get the Blundstones.
But yeah, it's an Australian company. There, I mean, they're great, but it's just funny. It's like there's like one workplace influencer, and people are total sheep. They're like, "Oh, I want those too."
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the
You hear that,
best
Topo
way.
Chico and
Shows
Celsius?
that you're like all
Yeah.
like connected, you know?
Yeah. It's we totally everybody gets in like these like mirror vibes.
So like typically on podcasts, they announce the sponsors at the beginning. We just talk about what brands we like.
Yeah.
The sponsors. This episode's brought to you by We Really Like Blundstones and Celsius.
This episode is brought to you by things we like.
Yeah.
But let's
my
talk
goodness.
about you.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. Now that we've lulled you into a false sense of security, we're gonna
right.
Oh, here
You're
comes
screwed.
the book.
Yeah.
The notes.
Oh no,
Ooh.
I
No,
probably
I'm glad you have notes. Honestly, I was like, what am I going to talk about?
well.
You have so much to talk about.
You know,
yeah.
I've listened to Belmont Park probably 100
Oh,
times.
I was
we
just
were like,
singing
yeah.
it
It's
before
in
you
my
got
head.
here. I was
Yeah.
just singing it before you got here, but
Yeah, no,
It's,
we were harmonizing. I think.
Yeah, we were like
Oh,
three-part.
wow.
Yeah.
Harmonizing.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
the
you-
whole journey of the show is to see where you've come from in terms of your musical prowess.
Well,
Or-
okay,
or
then I
a
guess I have
journey.
things I can say.
yeah, I mean, as a jumping off point, maybe like I forget where I read it, but it was like some piece of press. I guess you mentioned being really shy in middle and high school.
Yes.
So
That's a huge talking point for me. I'm just like, I was so shy.
Aw.
So were you? I mean, is that maybe what drew you to music, or did it prevent you from playing music?
It prevented for sure because I loved music when I was super young. Like I kind of joke and I say that The Little Mermaid is what started it for me. I know it actually. A lot of people say that. I've heard other people say that.
I think Casey
What
Ray
song
said that,
in
actually.
particular? Any song? Because part
Look
of
at
your
this
world
stuff.
is part
Yeah.
of your world is literally like
I
genius songwriting.
It's the
just like
best.
such beautiful
Iconic.
melodies and chords. It's those seventh chords, man. Disney
Beautiful.
like sticks it to you with those.
yeah.
It works.
So you're what, like 8 years old or something, and watching The Little Mermaid, and you're like,
Yeah, I mean, it was before. Like, my mom gave me, like, a tape recorder when I was, like, tiny, and I was making up, like, my yellow pretty rainbow dress. Or no, it can't be yellow and rainbow, but it was
it doesn't matter.
yeah. But
No,
I,
when you're a kid, that's possible.
Yeah.
When you're a kid,
yellow rainbow.
Total. Yeah.
Yellow rainbow.
but she tells me that, like, I just was obsessed with recording my voice into the tape recorder and then playing it back. And she said when I played it back, it's like, it sounds so conceited, but I'd be like, oh, wow, like, I sound amazing.
Wow.
That's incredible because like that's usually like the complete opposite.
Yes.
Like first time I heard my voice, I'm like, that's what? No.
Yeah. You're like, who's
is
this
that really what
jabroni?
I
Yeah.
sound like? Oh no.
But even as like a little kid, don't you feel
Amazing.
like, I don't know, I feel like you're amazed by everything as
Sure.
a little kid.
That's true. I'm
Yeah.
French, so I was very maybe dismayed by everything.
he was smoking at 8 years
Smoking at
old.
8 years old, being like, what is this voice? Eh?
Smoking and
Hey,
disaffected.
come on.
Just already jaded.
yeah, just like,
You were born jaded.
yeah. Well, that's amazing. So you'd record yourself and like, were you singing?
Yeah, yes, I was. And then I loved The Little Mermaid. I also was obsessed with mermaids and fairies.
Same. Oh yes.
Still am. Never grew up in that regard. But so I loved singing, but I And I think like when I was no, I don't know. I have this like false memory of that I had confidence at some point when I was little, but I actually just talked to my aunt and asked her about it. And she's like, no, you were always very shy. So I wouldn't sing for people. I'd kind of just sing at home, and it like felt good to sing because I felt like I was good at it and it just felt magical. But I was also very into drawing, so that's what I pursued. And I always drew like mermaids and fairies.
You do have a mermaid vibe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like
I think it's just I can't escape my mermaid vibe, but it's also probably my wavy hair.
Sure.
It's like
There's
it's like a '60s mermaid vibe.
Ooh, yes. I feel like that's what I'm always going for.
60s mermaid.
Achieved. Yeah.
A retro mermaid.
Retro mermaid.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't sing at all.
So you were kind of afraid to sing in front of people, but were you taking any kind of music lessons?
Actually, when I was younger, I did do choir for a year.
Oh.
Yeah. But I don't know what made me stop, but I liked it. I don't think I hated performing though. I still don't like performing.
So what got you to the point that you like wrote a song? Like, cause you're, sort of maybe singing in the shower or something, but
Yeah. I'm actually, it's funny because I'm like, when I think back about, like, nothing is super linear. It's like, I was really shy, but then I did have this moment, and this is why I was asking my aunt if I was always shy, but in elementary school, I made a band with my friends. I was always trying to force my friends to be in a band with me. But I didn't have, like, no one in my family is musical. None of my friends were musical. So I was just, like, constantly trying to, like, force people to do things with me that were musical.
yeah. Okay.
So I
Same.
did.
Even now.
Yeah. Same. So that's why, like, I'm even confused by my own childhood because it's like I was so shy. People were trying to convince me to sing. But like, I guess in elementary school, because that's when I forced this band, we were called the Gap Girls. It was all of our last names. It was an acronym. And everybody was obsessed with those Gap sweatshirts at that time. So we would just wear our Gap sweatshirt and we're like, we're the Gap Girls.
That's very adorable.
That's a whole
That's
brand.
adorable, yeah.
So did you guys actually play it together? Did you have did you play a talent show or something?
Yeah. What were
We
were you
tried.
singing?
We
You were the singer, right?
We all were.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Was it
and then
backing
I played
tracks?
guitar. I played classical guitar. Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of little things. I played classical guitar. My best friend, who was the P in Gap,
Sure.
she copied me and started taking the same lessons from the same Craig Devine was his name. He had this like long, greasy orange hair. And he was like really passionate. And so
Shout out Greg.
yeah, I took lessons from him for like 3 years, and like we performed so many concerts. We performed at the mall. We performed with the San Diego Symphony.
Wow.
Like it was
As
Wait,
the
at
Gap
what
Girls?
age?
I started in 3rd grade.
Oh, wow. And so
Wait.
you were performing with the Gap Girls or with the guitar teacher?
This was sorry, I'm like all over the place. This was just guitar was those things.
Oh, I
Gap
see.
Girls exclusively performing on the field during lunchtime and forcing our teacher to watch us because we had dances too.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, so
Of
you were
course.
kind of more like a girl group.
Yeah, I
Oh.
really wanted to be like the Spice Girls.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. But I do think it's like in elementary school is when I had all this confidence, but then middle school was so scary to me that's when like I think I was like done doing anything bold like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's probably most people. You start getting some hormones in there and you just like completely lose your confidence
You're
in
like
yourself.
terrified of boys.
Yeah.
It's like reset button.
I mean, it sounds like you were like a pretty high achieving kid. You're like taking classical guitar and actually performing at malls and then also doing multiple sports.
Yeah, I don't know how I was doing that. Again, I like I feel like I have to interview my mom and be like, what was really going on? Like,
She's next on Awkwardness.
Yeah.
She's actually here.
On Awkwardness,
Come on out, Alice's mom.
she came all the way from San Diego. Here she is.
Hey.
So, sorry, are you from San Diego?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
And a lot of my, Belmont Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked it up because I was like, where's Belmont Park?
Yeah. I write a lot about San Diego.
Well, as you should. I love San Diego. It seems like a great
That's
place
the
to grow
vibe.
up.
That's the
Yeah.
Cali 60s vibe.
Yeah.
San Diego kind of has like a Cali 60s vibe. Like,
Like
Yeah.
it's like LA's chiller cousin. I
Yeah.
love it down there.
Yes. Yeah.
You play guitar, so that's like you're halfway there. You like to sing secretly.
But then I also had a little band.
Yeah, like
The Gap Girls.
The Gap Girls. I mean, but like when did you like sit down and write a song?
I ended up writing this. I had like really sad things happen when I was a kid. Like, I mean, this happened to everybody, but 9/11 like really affected me, even though I wasn't in New York. It was a lot. So I wrote a very emotional song about it.
At what age?
I want to say it was like 5th grade.
Okay.
But yeah, and I just remember that was like the first time I wrote a song that didn't feel like I was just kind of writing like a silly like little song. And then I had a friend who was on my all-star softball team. She passed away.
Oh, how sad.
And then I wrote her this really intense poem that I recited at her funeral. And then, so I was like writing these like very emotional things as like a coping mechanism. And
Yeah.
that's when it turned into like more expression, I
Yeah.
guess, rather than like, I want to be a Spice Girl
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or
that's-
the Little Mermaid.
Do you remember any? Can you? Well, I don't know if you're going to play us the 9/11 song, but do you remember any of your lyrics?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't gonna play it, no.
Oh,
but
okay.
it was I don't know where I got these metaphors at this age, but it went as a white dove soars across the blue skies and a rainbow of peace reflecting in our eyes, all the men and women and children will see. This is where we're meant to be. And then I don't remember the rest.
And you
Your
wrote that in
voice is
5th grade?
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
deep.
like I feel like you that
That's
would have
really-
been
yeah.
such a smash hit if you had recorded it at that time. I'm not even
Right?
kidding. Like
I could have been like Billie Eilish, but younger.
yeah, like even younger.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
No, really though. Like, I mean, it's a great melody, but also like those. I mean, I've heard songs written by adults that sound like that.
Right.
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
No, when I think back about it, I'm like, who were you?
Yeah.
Little genius kid.
Yeah, just tapping into
There's,
something. Well,
there's
I mean,
there's
Like,
your,
what are those metaphors, though? The
Yeah,
rainbow
where did
of
I even-
peace?
where did I
like,
even
part
get
of me
that?
is like, did I like get that from somewhere?
Yeah.
Sure.
And I'm
channeling
not-
something.
Did I
Yeah.
copy something? Like, is that somebody else's song?
It's funny though because it's like it really sounds like it came from somewhere though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that you wanted to tell someone something.
what was the point where you started going like maybe I should play for people?
so like when I first got my first MacBook and it came with GarageBand.
Yes.
Shout out
Started playing
GarageBand.
with like loops and stuff. I was using like thunder sounds instead of like drums because I didn't know how to use the drums.
Oh, cool.
And I made this song literally called The Mermaid Song.
Ah.
Do you still have it?
I do. I'd have to go find it, but like I
Please
definitely
send us an
was.
MP3.
Can you
I
please
will.
send it to us? We'd love to edit it
yeah.
into the
Splice it
episode.
in.
No, I
Yeah.
totally will.
Okay, amazing.
Because I even was like, I want to have the whole like, because you know how Ariel does her like, ah. So I was trying to like use that, but like change it enough where it was like still mine, but people would like know what it was.
Yeah.
But I think I totally copied it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I probably didn't write that 9/11 song. I just did.
Well, I mean, I think that's the thing.
Everything
Like,
I do is just a rip off.
no,
kinda-
I
yeah.
think, but I do think like normally, especially when you're a kid, you are mostly
Yeah.
you're learning through imitation a lot. I mean, even
Totally.
when you're learning to talk.
Totally. And speaking
Yes,
of, like,
yes.
it's a total funny life path because isn't Ariel's whole thing like she's got this voice and it's
Yes.
precious to her and she doesn't share it, but then the
Yes.
evil witch takes it away and all that.
I feel like
she
it was
trades her
like
voice. Yeah.
speaking to me on so many weird levels.
That's so funny. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's actually like a pretty good insight. Like maybe what resonated
Wow.
Yeah.
with you. In
You're
that
like, well, this
story
is
was
normal.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, her voice was taken away.
That's
and then
right.
she found it again.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, those poor unfortunate souls.
Ding.
So yeah, Yeah, I made that song, but again, it was just for me. It lived on my computer and I would listen to it. And the song that I was going to do for you guys is like the first time I actually wrote a song and put it out there and sang it for people, which was in college.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I wrote this song called, can I talk about it?
Yeah,
before?
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Please.
I wrote this song called For Freude. And
Florida.
I don't know if you guys had this moment with like Pinterest when it first got big, or maybe it wasn't first getting big, but it would have like random words that had like really interesting meanings, but like they could be made up words. It was like a post that just looked like a dictionary post.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I saw one called For Freude. And I was like obsessed with the definition. And it was like the intense excitement and anticipation for future events.
Oh,
Like
I
that
relate.
feeling.
Oh,
And
interesting.
I just was like, oh my God, I like have that all the time. For Freude, and I like looked up how to pronounce it too, because it's spelled VORFREUDE.
Yeah,
And again, this
it's
totally
German.
could, I was going to say, it could be a made up word.
No, I'm pretty sure it's German because Schadenfreude is
Yeah.
that like, yeah.
Oh.
It's like the bad version of that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Schadenfreude is like the
Vorfreude.
evil version of
Vorfreude.
Vorfreude.
What is Schadenfreude?
It's like a feeling
Excitement.
of satisfaction when you see someone else fail or when you see something bad happen.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I think that's right. Is that kind of
That's so
Something like
funny.
that. Yeah.
I
I'm
just-
glad to know there's a happy version of it.
Yeah, I guess.
Vorfreude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
But
very
anyway, For
Yes.
Freude, I
For
wrote
Freude.
this song, and I did it on GarageBand, and I just recorded it through, the computer's mic, and I performed it, and it was like the scariest thing I've ever done. But then afterward, and I think I just needed validation or something because I felt so like scared and embarrassed or whatever. People were like, "Wait, are you a music major?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "You should be." So like they gave me some like encouragement and some confidence. I was like, oh, okay, like that wasn't bad. So that's kind of what gave me the confidence. And I went and posted it on Facebook. And then, I mean, this all just sounds like a domino effect, but one of my friends who was in Pi was a music producer. And so he heard my little demo from my class and he's like, hey, I want to make an EP for you. Come to the studio. And I was like, what?
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, and then I went to the studio and
Air quotes.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did air quotes, but like to me at the time, I didn't know what that meant. And when I went there, it was like this magical place. Like I was like, what is this? And then that almost created an addiction where I was like, I can do nothing else. Like this is all I want to ever do. But like up until that point, like I was like, I'm going to work at like an ad agency and be a graphic designer. And like, I might want to start like a clothing line or like, I just had all these other things that I was going to do. But this was like this huge distraction in my life because it was so exciting. But I was a senior in college. Like that's so late.
Big left turn. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, it like in general with the industry, it's like, that's like, you're quote unquote old.
When you're what, all of 21, if that.
Yeah.
Hopefully that
Hate
idea
that.
gets dispelled, which was
I hope-
most
Yeah.
definitely generated by the people pushing the records versus the
Yes.
musicians creating them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's tons of talented people that are older, but yeah, it's people obsessed with youth.
Yeah.
But
That's amazing. That's like that synchronicity that you posted it on Facebook. How did you post it, by the way? Like, is it just like, did you have like a
video
SoundCloud or like
it was a SoundCloud.
SoundCloud,
link.
yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
That's
I made
awesome.
it public.
So that's still out there as well?
That's a big move.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna listen
I'll
to it.
send that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
For
sweet.
Freud.
And
that
so
in, yeah.
for Freude, obviously it was like my moment where I was like, here I go. Like now everyone knows. I posted it on Facebook and I sent it to my mom and dad.
You came out as a musician.
Came out.
Nice.
Like that's how it felt for me. Like people were like, what is this? Like we didn't know.
Why have you been holding out on us?
Yeah.
And so I sent it to my parents and they called me and they're like, we've been crying. We didn't know you could sing.
Wow.
this is crazy. Like they as being my parents for however many years they were my parents up until that point were like, I think they were like so emotional that they just like,
how did we not know this about you?
yeah. And so I think like to this day, For Freude is their favorite song. Like I cannot beat For Freude for them.
I love that though. Like it actually made me tear up thinking about them tearing up. Hearing
Right? I want to hear it.
I know.
Oh God. Okay.
So are you going to play it for us on
yeah.
your cute little Omnicord?
Yes. Oh, you have it
Yes.
plugged in.
Omnicord.
Okay, cool.
We took a picture of it. It is, okay. So again, the mermaid thing, that's like sort of an electronic lute. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? So you still got the mermaid thing, playing it, like, yeah.
It's a
Full
harp.
circle.
It's basically a harp.
It's a harp, yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
So back to the medieval music.
You're like a cyber mermaid.
I also, P.S., am obsessed with Omnicords. I'm so excited that
They're
you're
so
playing this
cool.
right now.
Oh yeah. Ready whenever? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's just get this back up. I don't know where I am going, but I know I'll be there soon. I don't know if there may be, but I know I'm ready. I hold 100 dreams close to my heart, and it beats like a rolling drum. I lose my breath when I think of things that are to come. For Freude, for Freude, ooh. For Freude, for Freude, ooh. When I sleep, I think of you, and all the things we'll do. We'll ride around on wings, 'cause I'm high as hell on my dreams. I hold 100 dreams close to my heart, and it beats like a rolling drum. I lose my breath when I think of things that are to come. For Freude, for Freude, ooh. For Freude, for Freude, ooh. And that's it.
Oh my God. Yes.
Shaky and pitchy,
No,
but
are
I
you-
love
What are you talking
Jesus.
about?
Stop
That
it
was
right
perfect.
now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so no wonder everybody was so impressed. I mean, that is like the chorus melody is amazing. And also like that is a very lyrically solid song.
Thanks.
Like-
the only thing is though, in that the first verse, it's like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know, but I know I'll be there soon. I don't know where there may be. Like I say the same thing twice, but you know, that was the
Well,
only thing where I was like,
Hey, it's a
there
poetic
there-
device.
Yeah,
of repetition.
exactly. But also like, man, yeah, there's some really, really tight lines in there.
thanks.
I mean, I guess you were in a songwriting class, but like legit, like that's a very good song.
And it's
Thank
literally,
you.
it's like a coming out song, so it's perfect for you to be
Right.
like, this
Well,
is my first song.
you came
know?
out really strong.
Yeah. The whole song's about that. Yeah.
Right. Because eventually, like, because I told you guys, I posted on Facebook, Lincoln Jesser, my friend, brings me in. And, like, we made some songs, but it was still me, like, figuring out how to write still, even though, like, sometimes I felt like I could write a good song. But I wrote some, like, funny songs with him that weren't that great, or, like, my singing was kind of weird. I think the mic and the headphones kind of affected
It can
me.
psych you out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, it
I'm
made
still
me
not used to it. It's weird.
Same, yeah. But so I had like a a ton of like learning and like figuring stuff out. And then he got really busy. And then I was like, what am I going to do? So then I tried to find producers online on this random website
Wow.
called, I don't remember what it's called, but I found one.
There's probably multiple of them.
Well, it was mostly like electronic producers, which I wasn't really interested in at the time. But then I randomly, this is funny because this is kind of a callback, but you would get emails and it would be like, because I had my profile up on this website. And so other producers could find me that wanted a vocalist, and I would get emails all the time that kind of gave me like the brief of what their song was like, and I'd always ignore them and never looked at them. And then one came in that literally said like Disney trap pop
There we go.
Snow White or something.
There we go.
And I was like, what is this? And then
like you've got my attention.
yeah.
Wow, that's
So I listened to it and I like was obsessed with this guy. His name was Davon. He was like,
His name was DJ Little Mermaid.
no, his name was Davon. He like worked at a Skechers in I think Minnesota.
Love it.
But we became total pen pals. And he would send me stuff back and forth. And I got like a Rode mic and started like making demos over these songs. And my boyfriend, he's still my boyfriend, but this was so many years ago, he was friends with he went to USC as well, but he was in theater and film. And he randomly was friends with like music USC kids. So I became friends with this guy, Riley, who I'd been a huge fan of because I was obsessed with Hype Machine. And he was always at the top of Hype Machine.
Yeah.
His
Oh.
band was called RKCB.
Oh.
And so I was like,
Wonder what he's doing now.
oh no, he's like writing for Julia Michaels and
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
Yeah.
nice.
Okay.
And he's a good friend. But I became friends with Riley, and I sent Riley one of the songs that I had written on top of Davon's track. And he was like, I'm going to introduce you to my friend. He wants to be a music manager. And then his friend, Blade is his name, took me to the Magic Castle and pitched me the idea of being my manager because I hadn't had a manager yet.
Oh my God, the Magic Castle.
At the Magic
that is a
Castle.
boss move, honestly.
yeah.
I'd be like,
He's a member. He's like a magician as well.
cool.
Sorry, magician / music manager.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
listening.
So then Blade, and his name is Blade, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
he
perfect.
and
Yeah.
then so Blade just like introduced me to every single USC musician, and so that's like who I was working with. So it was interesting talking to them about like their school experience because I only did that one class, and I was like, I can't imagine like doing that every day and like that those were your courses.
Oh my God, if only I could hit rewind on my life. That would be the thing I would change.
Yeah.
I would either major in music or art. But also, like, I mean, it's funny you're like saying like, yeah, he introduced me to all these people, and then you say like USC music students, but even just like the little rinky-dink college I went to, like people who are studying music in college are really good musicians.
Oh yeah.
Like
I don't
probably,
think you would do it in college if you weren't.
No, but I mean, they in most cases they have to actually be really good to even get into the program.
Yep.
So that was a very rich pool of talent. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I also did I still don't think I have like a understanding for these sort of things where it's like because also I had all USC people in my first band and like doing rehearsal and stuff. So like I didn't really understand that they were picking up things and doing things like so quickly and so well and so technically but I don't have any sort of
Sure.
Right?
Age.
They just made it look so easy.
Yeah, I
You
was
were
like, okay, that's
oh,
what
I guess
you do.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
which is like sad that I don't have an appreciation for that stuff.
Well, you do
Like,
now.
Remember wires freak me out.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Where do I plug this in?
I identify with that, but it is pretty crazy. Like I'm also not like really like a theory person, and I mean people who really like know music, who study music.
Yeah.
I mean their ability to just like hear something once,
I know.
and they already know
I know. It
there
seems
might
like a
have
superpower.
I think so.
It's
Yeah.
funny. This again, it's like Ariel just learning to walk on her feet and seeing all these people move around and stuff, and you're like, oh, you do that.
Well,
really
you're
well.
like right. Well, you're like a total newcomer in this
Yeah.
world.
You
That
found your legs.
Your
Right.
peers.
Wow.
Your
And
peers-
they're all like, you
Wow.
belong.
There we go.
They're like, you belong with us.
Jokes aside, there is a big difference between talent, which you clearly have, but I mean, and then experience with recording, being on a microphone with headphones, but also like being in a band.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that is.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
lots. I've had a lot of technical issues.
You
that
really
I've
were in a
had
whole
to,
new
like,
world.
Learn through.
At what point did you meet Ari? That's your current producer, right?
Yeah.
At one point,
So
was he part of the USC Friends?
No. I met Ari. Do you know Ari?
No, I don't think so. We've talked about him though. You and I.
Oh, okay. So I actually so I told you guys about my manager Blade, and we kind of did a lot of the hustle and grind,
Yeah.
like doing it together, and it was so much work. And then the pandemic happened, and I was kind of like, ugh. Like part of me was like, I'm done. Like I think I'm done with my music project. Like this is like. Just I don't know, and also just the pandemic in general made everybody rethink everything in their entire life and how they're approaching their whole life. And so I had this other friend of mine who has like a really big management company, and he'd always wanted to manage me, but I wanted to do it with Blade because he was like my best friend, and like we're doing it together, and I didn't really want the the manager that's kind of like not in it with you.
who doesn't like necessarily care about you as a
Yeah.
person.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
but this guy did. Like we were friends. I don't know. I wanted to stick with Blade, but then the pandemic happened, and I was like, I have to let you go, Blade. Horrible conversation. It was awful, crying, and then I just was like, I feel like I'm at a place where I'm ready to just try anything, and so I went and I signed with DG, and it's funny because his name is David Gray, and it's Gray, and my dad's name is David, so he's like my music dad.
Well, isn't there also a musician named David Gray?
Yes, there is.
Oh, yeah.
Very confusing.
Yeah.
Babylon.
But-
DG.
yeah, we call him DG because it gets confusing. It's like, is he your dad? But yeah, so I signed with DG, and DG's very first person he wanted to set me up with was Ari, because he's really close with Ari's manager.
Okay.
Now, I'm sorry, Ari.
Ari has an artist project. It's called Pink Skies. He produced Belmont Park.
Oh, okay.
And I loved his sound because it's hard for me to find a producer that will do that sound in LA. Like, because I've worked with a lot of producers, and a lot of it goes more pop leaning than I really want to do. Like, I want to do a little more like slight R&B happening, and like psychedelic
Yeah.
and like maybe like real drums and stuff.
Oh, real drums. You're crazy.
What?
Maybe some real drums in there.
Yeah, that is wild. You should call me.
But like I like very like retro. Like I want there to be like wobbles and
it's
just
dreamy.
so dreamy.
Yeah.
And Ari was the epitome of psychedelic dreamy. And when I had my first session with him, which we made Belmont Park literally our very first session.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And-
That's kismet.
Love that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the sounds he was making, I was like, yes, because like that doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes you'll be in a
No.
yeah,
No, it doesn't.
You'll be in a session and they'll be like hitting some things. And you're like, wait, go back. I like that sound, but he was just doing all the sound. Like I was like, we are
Yeah, he
connected
came correct, yeah.
sonically.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Finding the right person to work with is so important.
It's tough.
Let's bring it to today.
Oh.
The songs you're writing now.
Oh.
And yeah.
What am I writing now?
This Comatose was pretty recent. But
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't though.
Oh,
tell us
really?
that story.
I didn't write that recently.
Did you release it recently?
I just
Oh,
released
okay.
it. I wrote that end of 2019. So it was supposed to come out, but then again, like with the pandemic,
yeah.
I put out.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
I know, it's like at this point I'm like, pandemic. But so I was supposed to put it out, but I nothing really felt right. Like I
Yeah.
didn't really feel like being like, look at me. So that's why it's just coming out. But yeah, and actually, I wrote that with my friend Peter and Val, maybe honestly like 3 years ago. But then I resurfaced end of 2019. Produced it out with my friend Jasper, who produced my song Del Mar, another San Diego song.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he brought in like his friend Ben, who's like Lord's drummer, did all the drums for
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
So
wow.
So great.
yeah, but Jasper stopped producing music. He went into podcasts, and I was really
Oh
sad.
no,
Jasper.
podcasting the worst.
Jasper. Shout out Jasper. I know, yeah.
I know, but I was so sad. I was like, I need to find another Jasper, and that's where Ari comes in, because I was like, you're my new Jasper. I literally called him that. I was like, you are my new Jasper. But yeah, I had Jasper produce it out end of 2019, and then I finally just put it out. So
Congrats,
that's
yeah.
not
Congrats on the
new.
release.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I mean, it is new though to the world.
It's new to the
yeah.
world.
It is kind of anticlimactic though, right? Like when you're
A
like,
little
oh, I've been
bit.
playing this forever, but you
A little
forget
bit.
that the world hasn't heard it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now right now, like I haven't been writing much. I'm not doing many sessions right now. I've been doing more like prep for releasing stuff because I have more songs coming out, and then for every song we're doing like either an acoustic version or a remix, and then I again am doing all the graphic assets, so like releases are really stressful for me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, we have to change all the banners. What are all the dimensions? And let's
Oh my
like
gosh.
Sure.
extend
me
the
now.
sky so
Logistics.
that
I feel that.
I want to know if you ever go back to that place where you would write songs just for yourself.
Yes, yeah.
You
Well,
still
that's
do
what I
that?
was going to tell you guys
Yeah.
in terms of I'm not doing sessions right now, but I am picking up the omnichord and just writing songs. Like I do have things kind of in the bank for when I go back to sessions.
Incubating again.
Yeah.
What instrument do you usually write on?
Well, I used to write with the guitar, but honestly, I don't really remember, or not. It's not even that I don't remember. Like I have memorized the songs, my medieval songs, but
Yeah.
I don't really like. I know the cowboy chords. Like
Yeah, same.
yeah, and so, but I feel like sometimes it kind of. You can't get to certain melodies with the cowboy chords, or you're like making a very specific song. It like creates a really beautiful song, but it like inherently sounds more singer-songwritery. And so that's actually because when you were saying your mom wanted you to play piano, I wish I knew piano. More
Same.
so for like producing too.
Yes.
Like you can do anything if you know
Yeah.
piano. With that being said, that's why my friends got me this.
Yeah.
So that I could play like every type
Every
of
chord.
chord super easily. And it kind of sounds like my vibe already.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
so wait,
beats
so
and
this was a
stuff.
gift from your friends?
Yes.
That's so
Aw.
amazing.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, you have the best
I know.
friends.
Are they the same friends from when you were little?
No.
I'm imagining
this
it's the same
actually-
people the whole time.
No, this was really sweet because I was having my my very first music video I ever did. I don't know why we did this. We did it in New York. And so we flew to New York. It was me and my manager, Blade, and then my friend, Andy, I mentioned. Why did I mention him? He's my mixer. But anyway.
Shout out Andy.
Shout out Andy. Yeah, he's honestly the best. But it was my birthday while we were in New York filming this music video, and I was sitting next to him on the plane, and he like smuggled that on without me
Oh my
seeing.
God, he flew to New York with that thing?
Yes.
Wow.
Just to give it to you on your birthday?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
I love this
No,
guy.
you
Yeah. I
you
love
really
this
have
guy.
the best friends.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
And so they gave that to me on my birthday in New York while we were like shooting my very first music video. Like it was great.
God, yeah, that is so that is so sweet. You know, having good people in your life is definitely a big piece of the puzzle.
Yes, I agree, because there was that time where I was just on the internet alone trying to figure it out.
Yeah, well,
like-
and I think that a lot of people find themselves in that place where they don't even maybe necessarily know what they need, but they know they don't have it, and they're trying to like, I mean, like imagine if you lived in, I don't know, Arkansas or something, and you're like, well, I don't know anybody who does anything like what I do. I know they're out there.
Yeah.
And here's the internet. So,
Mm-hmm.
you just kind of cast your line. And sometimes it goes really well. Sometimes you find a Davon.
Yeah.
And
you know what was really nice about the Davon thing? He was that guy in Minnesota, like super young, like just making like beats on his computer that looked, I don't know how it was still working. It was like taped together. And I really like believed in him. And then finally he got himself to LA and I introduced him to all these people. Blade, and then Blade introduced him to all these people, and so he started like working with like really legit artists, and it
That's
like
so awesome.
made me feel really happy for
You
him.
did that.
Yeah.
you did.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to take the credit because
No, that's awesome.
He did that by putting himself out
Well,
there
he-
online,
Yeah, right.
and then met me, and then
Yeah.
it was the trickle down effect.
Huh.
But
But
Love that trickle though.
you hear a lot. You hear a lot about like the combination of opportunity and preparedness.
Right.
And I think
Right, yeah.
he was ready.
He's ready to go,
You
yeah.
know, he had honed his skill, and then he got the opportunity to meet these people through you. And
right,
You were
exactly.
encouraged and you encouraged him.
yeah, I mean, you paid it
Yes.
forward, which is very cool.
Yeah.
I
And-
really like doing that, and it kind of bums me out when other people don't want to do that. So I like go over the top with like, "What can I do for you?"
Well, I see.
Same,
I
yeah.
do see a lot of that. I think in music specifically,
Yeah.
and it's interesting because it's like, why do you think? Yeah, like helping somebody out is not going to be direct competition for you, probably almost ever.
Yeah.
Because there's no ceiling on like how many pop artists there can be or how many whatever. You know what I mean?
And also like, it's nice to surround yourself with other people who are succeeding.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like, what do they say? Like, when the tide comes in, everyone rises, or all boats rise, or something like that.
I'm really bad at saying.
I know.
don't know
I
it.
butchered that, but you understand
Rising
what I mean.
tide lifts all boats.
That's thank you,
that
thank you,
makes
Terrence. That is
sense.
exactly what I meant to say.
Yeah.
It's a sea analogy
Of
again.
course. Yes.
Water,
Yeah.
the siren song.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry. Are we done? Or like, are we having
Yeah.
to wrap up soon? No, because I have another thing I
No,
have
no,
to
let's
tell
keep
you.
going.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought
tell
you
us.
wanted to. Yeah.
No, no,
let's
are
talk.
we done?
No, we're never
Sorry,
done.
no.
Tell us.
No, I completely forgot to tell you guys
Yes.
something, which is funny that you've been doing this the whole time.
The mermaid
that
thing?
you like super caught on to this because I'm gonna sound like a psychopath because I'm.
We welcome that here.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's just like people who are like, I'm doing this and that and that. It's like, but are you really doing all that stuff? I am writing a book called
Yes.
Siren,
Whoa.
Nice.
and it's based off my life. The main
Whoa.
character is Alice, and she is a descendant of a siren.
Amazing.
And she's growing up in San Diego, and she it's a whole thing.
Very
but,
cool.
Yeah, rad.
But I was inspired to write Belmont Park because I started writing this book, and I was like, oh my God, like I think I'm being insane, but I'm like, I want this to be, it's a trilogy. I have them all outlined.
Cool.
But I want them to be a series as well on
Yeah.
television.
Oh, they should be.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
yeah.
it's going to be like kind of a musical because she's a siren.
Right.
Sure.
And
yeah.
she's going to be writing about her life. So then I was like, I'm going to write an album. So that's why I started writing Belmont Park. Double Decker is also about it. Like I have
Wow.
all
I
these
love it.
songs that are tied to my book.
There's so much
That's
good
amazing.
stuff coming.
So you have this future project, but is there anything kind of current that you'd like to play for us before you go?
Even just a snip of something.
Oh, current.
To send us on
the
our
only
way.
thing I really found the chords to is Belmont Park.
Oh, we
Oh.
love that song. Please play it.
So this is okay. Don't edit that. Just keep it the way it is. I'm just kidding. Oh, wow. This is Belmont Park by Alice Gray. Did I have to say that? Because I've been
By
talking
who?
this.
Wait, who is this?
Sorry.
Gray.
Who are we talking to?
I don't know if you know who this is. Okay, now I need to stop laughing or else I can't sing. Okay. Arms up, hands held high, cross my heart and hope not to die. I didn't pay attention, only my intuition. Beginner's luck and I wrung it out dry. I fell apart and I lost my eye, 'cause I didn't pay attention. I lost my inhibition. Now there's nothing in the sky, 'cause baby you chased, you cold. I stopped. Didn't even know. I'm walking through Belmont Park with a broken heart, just thinking about you. I know I let it fall apart. I can own that part, but so did you, so did you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm walking through Belmont Park and I broke my heart just thinking about you. I'm walking through Belmont Park with a broken heart just thinking about you. I know I let it fall apart. I can own that part, but so did you. Belmont Park, just thinking about you. I did it.
Yay!
I mean, I did it barely because I messed up that last chord. And I was like, of course you did the last chord wrong.
No,
But
that
That was
great.
beautiful because we can use movie magic and like fade it out and then be like,
oh my
thank
God.
you, Alice.
Thank you, Alice.
Thank you for being on Rockwoodness.
Yes.
Thanks for
Set the
having me. This
siren
was my
free.
very first
Back to the sea. No, she's on land now.
First podcast.
This
Thank
is
you
your
so
first
much.
podcast ever?
podcast.
Oh, wow, yay. I feel
Yes.
special. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Yeah. Just, figuring it out. How to speak, how to play.
Huh?
Alice Gray.
Yes.
Yes. More like Alice Great.
Yes. I love that.
Yes, more like Alice Great with the retro mermaid vibes. I cannot wait for this multimedia extravaganza she's working on, this book, album, TV show. Love it. It's
Going swimmingly.
Hey.
and we are
Dad.
just keeping the metaphors going because that is what Terrence does.
Hi.
Oh man, I had the best time talking to her.
She's so sweet.
She's so sweet, and I loved like how she overcame her shyness to just like let the light shine.
That's what this is all about.
It's
Yep.
right. It's the journey. Everyone starts somewhere, and some
Yes.
people start really shy.
Yeah.
But she's got new music in the works, so she obviously got over it. But you can go ahead and follow her on Spotify, check out her tunes, follow her on Instagram so you can stay up to speed. And hey, why not follow us too, right? Rockwardness.
Yeah.
Rockwardness.
It's a good move.
That's right.
Awkwardness.
Rockwardness.
You can subscribe on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening. Rate, review. It really helps us get on the algorithm's good side. We're having so much fun with this. We really hope you are too. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you. Let's
love
be
you.
friends.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.